Ta-da! We should be live now. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Feline Forensics and the Meowseum Mystery. You know, I kind of, like, grabbed this game because I'm like, oh, this looks like Frog Detective, or this looks like Duck Detective, you know? But, like, now that I actually see the environment, even, like, on the start screen, it kind of really does. Like, it's the same style as Frog Detective, same 3D stylish. Let me just make sure all the settings are good. Sure. Oh my god, it detects PlayStation controllers. That's rare. Alright, let's get started. It's us. I'm sorry, that's not what I expected us to look like. Another long day. Street lamps are already on, and I haven't been in my office yet. Hi, Crow. I should check my computer. I'm sure I have at least a few emails waiting by now. Although, if it's the commissioner volunteering me for more debriefs, I'll have to put my paw down. Oh, look, we're even thinking. Oh, that's cute. Let's see, do we have a dedicated meow button? We don't? That's sad. Alright, let us check our pewter. Alright, let's see if this old litter box still works. I just need to log in. And... Huh? It won't take my password. Something here has my whiskers twitching. This might turn into a regular investigation. So we forgot our password, okay? I'll start tracking all my leads on this bulletin board in case I need to reference them again. That's a little overkill, isn't it? Alright, so we got L1, the unknown password. If I changed it, I certainly would have written it down on a note and put it in my desk. Alright, well, let's see if we can check in the desk. Let's see. What should I take a look at? Look at the phone. I could call the department secretary for help. If they hadn't already gone home for the day. Let's see. Alright, let's look at the desk then. It's possible I just wrote the password down and threw it in my desk drawers. Okay, it's not in the top drawer. Surely it'll be in the bottom one. Aha! This must be it. Wait, no, this is just a standard department business card. Following procedure requires I enter it into evidence, but unfortunately, this might be more serious than it seems. Did you throw it in the trash? I can't look at that. Oh, I like little clock. It's also a cat. I wonder if the clock's accurate. No, it's not. It's not. Oh, I found on my desk with an old business card, but I'm not sure how helpful it's going to be. I guess I could give it a second glance? How do I give it a second glance? How do we back out of this? Oh no. Guys, I have a problem. I can't hit the back button. Oh, there. Oh, hold on. I was there for a second. That was awkward. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, R1 to see our evidence. Ah. A business card I found in the drawers of my office desk. Yes. 9 South Vita Street in Philadelphia. The office is 215-555 meow, and the fax is 215-555 purr. Oh my god. Of course. I knew there was something else here. Why didn't I think to flip over that business card sooner? The extension written here belongs to the department manager. Luckily, I would classify this as an emergency. Last time you called a number ending in purred was... What do you mean? What? No! Don't call any numbers that end in letters. They're all scams. I should give them a call immediately and let them know what's going on. Alright, how doth I do a call? I have to investigate the phone. Now that I have the department manager's extension, I can give them a call about my computer. Good evening, detective. I hope this is important, because I am in the middle of dinner with my family. Apologies, but we might have a security issue. My computer's password has inexplicably changed. I hate to bring this news to you, detective, but the inexplicable is, in fact, quite explicable. If I do recall, this is the second time this week you've interrupted my wife's delicious home-cooked meal. Oops. From what I could gather, you were on another milk-fueled bender. Through slurred speech, you told me you changed your own password. We were drunk of milk? And this is the part where I'm so embarrassed you'd tell me the password, correct? I would consider, but you also informed me that you hid it somewhere. Somewhere that only a detective of your caliber would be able to find. So, get on with it, and ensure that not a single report on this matter is out of place tomorrow. And let me reiterate while you're in your right mind, do not call me again unless it's a real emergency. I think if I had just forgot my password, this wouldn't be as humiliating. Either way, not my proudest moment. But I can make up for that, even if I'm technically this crime's primary suspect. Retracing the steps, following the proper timeline, and correcting any inconsistencies will be paramount. Issue. Without the current password, he can't unlock the computer or check his email. Notes, the night detective left his office late last night. At some point out, our network was hacked. That's not true. Oh, I see. Okay. So, we have a testimony from the Depp man. I see. That makes sense. The department manager did confirm that nothing was hacked. Embarrassingly, just a bit too much indulgence on my part. That being said, I've only got a rough outline from here, and they won't settle for anything less than perfection. It's time to thoroughly investigate the rest of my office. Okie. Did you know you can rotate the... Oh, we can rotate the camera. We have a zoomies button. They call it the zoomies button. We do have zoomies. Is there something over here to investigate? Yeah, the trash can. When you need to dig up the truth, you gotta act like an alley cat. Empty milk carton. Comically clean fish bones. A used yarn ball. Ugh, none of this looks very helpful. Wait a minute. There's a crumpled receipt, and it looks like I've redacted most of it. Nothing about the actual purchase remains, and only the store's address is left visible. Where could this lead me? Is there something over here? No. And the shelf's absolutely packed with different tomes, journals, studies, and the occasional novelization. If I hit some sort of clue in one of these books, it would take me far longer to find than it is worth. I wouldn't put it past myself, but I don't have anything to go on yet. Alright, what about the filing cabs? These are usually just for keeping contracts, reference documents, and various policy paperwork. I can't imagine I would have slid a note with the password on it in this mess of a drawer. Even under a strong influence of dairy, I wouldn't have done something so reckless. Alright, so that's all good and dandy and oh! Let's look at the cat tower. One might ask themselves, why would any self-respecting feline investigator keep one of these demeaning furniture places in their professional office? It was a gift from some old co-workers who thought they were being exceptionally humorous. Also, it keeps my claws properly managed, and sometimes it helps me think. I can already imagine him, like, in the middle of a case, like, just scratching the pole. I have a few of these cabinets to keep track of all my previous cases. Oh, of course it's not unlocked. Those records are pretty confidential. Wait, I don't lock these. Not since I kept misplacing the key. I'm certain this is significant. I might have put my password in here, or at the very least, another clue. Okay, so we gotta find a key for the filing. The key's probably gonna be under the plant, right? It's possible I hit the password within the potting soil of this plant. However, until I have a compelling reason to believe that, I'm not willing to make a mess of the hardwood floor. Can I look at the rug? This is my old map of historic Philadelphia, but I don't remember at least thumbtacks in it. They're each holding a thin shred of paper to various addresses in the city, but no one seems more important than another. That crumpled receipt did have an address on it, though. What was it again? Oh, I don't know. Let's look at the receipt. A disposed receipt found in my office. 13 North 2nd Street. Ah, that's what we're looking at. Let's see, 13 North 2nd. I don't recall what's around here, but the slip of paper does have a phone number written on it. Looks like it's time to make another call. Oh, fancy room. Is that a diploma? Alright, time to make another phone call. Hopefully they're still open, and they can make sense of this receipt. Good evening. Bookgator on 2nd. What can I do for ya? Of course. The local bookstore. How could I forget? Sir, do you need my help with something? Hello, yes, sorry. I do, actually. This might be an odd question, but I have a receipt, and I'm not sure what it was that I purchased. I've been expecting your call, detective. What do you mean? Of course you were. Care to explain why? You stumbled in, disgruntled after an argument, with this devious plan. I didn't ask questions, but you warned me this call was likely. Oh dear. Now, about that book. Please tell me it's not something terribly inappropriate. Not quite, no. The book's title is On the Historical Development of Cat Burglary. Okay, thank you. That'll be all. Sure you don't need anything else, detective? No, really, it's okay. Thank you. As if I wasn't embarrassed enough as it is. The detective got into an intellectual argument with another patron and vowed to prove he was confusingly a detective so spectacular he could out-sleuth himself. Really? That's the note? I'm obsessed with the latest plot and proud of his master scheme. The detective called the department manager. Next day, to log it. So we set ourselves up for this. Why? Well, we know what book we need now. Dignity and Investigation by the great Dane Austen. Les Miserables by Vernon Hugo. Call of the Wild by Jack London. Okay, more novels than I thought. But hey, these are the classics. Oh, here's the one I'm looking for. The question now is, why would I have purchased this book specifically? Is there something over here to investigate? Well, let's find out. Let's look at the book. It's a dissertation I apparently purchased, blah, blah, blah. Subject matter seems fairly heavy. Oh, look at the little like, cat face on it. Study the impact of declawing as an early cultural normality and the societal repercussions thereof and henceforth. Open? Oh, snake! Oh, it's a cattail. What does the back say? Oh, it's just the same as the front. How do we... Oh, don't open. Dead inside. Great job, detective. Of course. I knew there was something else here. I bought a hollow trick book. No wonder the bookstore clerk was holding back a laugh. With my cabinet key hidden inside, no less. Think we're nearing the end of this case. Good thing the trains will still be running a little while longer. Alright, well, let's open up these. There's a note right on the top. A great change of pace. Or maybe I was just getting lazy. There doesn't seem to be any cipher or code either. It just looks like a normal password. He's feeling very clever right now. Yeah, definitely. I should try it, and then make sure all my notes are in order. I wouldn't want to attract any more ire from the department manager than I already have. Let's see what we can find over here. Oh. I see. That makes sense. Of course, the reason for this entire mystery, locked up tight in a lone filing cabinet. Luckily, I haven't forgotten about it twice, at least. Not yet. I've got the password, supposedly. Now for the moment of truth. Is it possible this has been a red herring all along? Ah, it works! I'm logged in, and I have exactly 0 emails that require my attention. What do you think the password was? What if it's like just per with like 7 R's? It's a relief, of course. But the department manager will have my fur if I don't get the rest of these case notes in order before I go home. Meow meow 1, 2, 3. You know what? That's a pretty fitting one. Alright, let's put these case notes into order. Is that on the computer? Let's find out where I have to do the... Oh, it's right here. I was blocking the button. Oh, we do have to do this. Great. It's been a while since I played one of these. Unbeknownst to the blank changed the blank to his blank, and blank it inside a blank. And hid. Oh, that's how we have to do it? Ooh, not a fan of that one. Unbeknownst to the detective changed the password to his computer. Computer. Oh, where's password? Password? Changed the password to his computer and hid it inside a... we put it in a cabinet, I believe. Furthermore, he hid the key. He hid the key to the cabinet. That's close enough. We'll see that in a moment. Inside a book that the detective recently purchased. And that one's for sure good. Okay. Unbeknownst to the commissioner? Nah, that's weird. The detective changed the password to his computer and hid it inside a cabinet. That part's correct, so just whoever it's unbeknownst to. Huh. Is it not? Oh, shit. Something else is wrong then. The detective changed the password to his computer. That's for sure correct. And hid it inside a cabinet. Locked it inside a cabinet? I see. Aha. I knew I was onto something. I mean, he hid it in the cabinet though, to be fair. Yeah, that's a little picky. Well, a fantastic treat. A night out at the milk bar might cause me more trouble than it's worth. Oh, why is the phone ringing? Could it be the manager already? Let's see. The phone. Hello, Feline Forensics Private Detective. Who is this? Commissioner.
Detective, I'm glad to hear you're burning the midnight oil.
Commissioner? To what do I owe the pleasure?
Business, not pleasure. There's been an incident. Private property. They asked for you. I'm sending a cruiser. The officer will fill you in on the way. The case is pretty involved, but it's still within my jurisdiction. You will go by the book, Detective. I'm sure you're aware that if you don't, your license will be on the line. Again?
What a ray of sunshine the Commissioner is these days. It's gotta be an even later night than I thought. Is that the VA Momo? Yeah, wow, what artistry coming out of my speaking hole. The officer's a duck? Evening, officer. What are we looking at this time? Fuck, what would a duck sound like?
Oh, Detective. No need to be so formal. Although, we are headed to a pretty fancy museum, so maybe I spoke too soon.
The one on the east side of town? What happened?
Sounds like an attempted heist gone sideways. Nobody was able to flee the scene, but an important exhibit has gone missing. Not sure if it was one of the thieves, another visitor, or a staff member, but they said somebody might have been shot in the process.
Oh dear. Let's hope things have been kept under control, Sans.
They made it seem like the scenario was contained, but you'll have to make that call yourself. I don't know more than that. We'll be there soon. And here we are. Told you it wouldn't take long.
Always a pleasure. Wish me luck. Wish me luck. I have a feeling it's gonna be a long night.
Good luck, detective. I'm sure everything will go just fine. And I know you like to work alone, but if you need some help from the department, just give a call on a payphone over there.
I'll see if that's necessary. For now, it's time to get to work. Oh my god, that might have been one of the dumbest things I've done in a while. The Kreinberg Museum. Oh, okay. No one would have suspected a heist turned murder. Well, I guess it could have been murder turned heist. These are the kind of questions I'll need to answer with my expert feline sleuthing skill. Anything in these bushes? Oh, an invisible wall is back here. I like when the trees are all just squares. Like, this is Minecraft. I just noticed the statue is a goose. The plaque reads, "Honk! The Herald Angel" by an unknown artist. A wonderful and timeless depiction of Mother Goose's agents of peace. That said, the biblically accurate sculptures are more compelling. Ah, detective. Oh wait, this is the chicken. Fuck, what does a chicken sound like?
Oh, detective. Good news. Thank goodness you finally arrived. I'm the curator of this museum, and the one that called the police. Thank you for coming on such short notice.
For crime, there's no such thing as short notice, and a detective must always be prepared to put a stop to it.
Yes, well, please work with the utmost efficiency. A catastrophe of this scale could be a disaster.
Get ready for the bears. Oh no.
If words were stolen, then our precious gemstone.
Oh, I just see the bear. Oh no. Oh no. Okay.
If word got out that our most precious gemstone was stolen, who knows what could happen? Not only would the museum's reputation be forever marred, we could be the target of even more horrid criminals.
You're understandably concerned, but I assure you I'll sort this out. This is far from my first case. Although if my debrief was accurate, there was also an unfortunate murder in the process. Is that right?
Yes, the punk. I just hate to even think about it. I suppose you should take care of that as well. But in my opinion, the sooner we get the innocent people home, the better.
I think the cock's the culprit. Definitely, he doesn't want me to investigate the murder. That must mean he's the one who did it. Yeah. A rushed investigation leads to sloppy work, so I can't promise this will be quick or easy.
Regardless, I trust you will do your best. And if you could keep me posted on your progress, it would be greatly appreciated.
Of course. I have several things to discuss, if we could.
Oh boy, we get to interrogate people. Ask away, detective.
Who are you?
As I've said before, I'm the purveyor of this prestigious museum. Past that, there isn't much more to disclose.
What, not even a name? Just the curator? Do you have any... You know what, actually, since this game doesn't seem to be flipping me around much, let me set myself over here. That fits better, right? Do you have any associations outside of your work here? Family, perhaps?
Is this vital to solving our case, detective? Otherwise, I'd request you inquire no further.
It certainly could be, depending on how it continues to unfold. fine. I do have a family. It's really, you have a family? Oh, I would have never guessed. Jesus. And I'm currently separated from them over personal matters. And I can assure you they have nothing to do with the stolen gemstone or the murder, unless you'd like to interrogate them unnecessarily as well. As always, I appreciate the cooperation. Let's move on. I would expect nothing less. Alright, what do you do here? I manage the museum's staff, exhibits, publicity, funding, and well, everything. Wouldn't it be easier to delegate some of that work? Well, you see, we simply don't have the extra revenue to accommodate that. While incredibly valuable to the human condition, a museum of this caliber is hardly ever profitable. Oh, sorry if that's a sore subject. I simply don't enjoy the idea that one would look at what we do here and assume it's all that easy. It requires hard work and sacrifice, Detective. It's not a sore subject, it's a harsh reality. Of course. Again, my sincerest apologies. Let's get to another question. Alright, let's see what else we have. We have, about the museum. Right. Let me provide a brief overview of the layout, so you know what you're dealing with. Oh, yeah, that would be useful, yeah. Currently, we're standing in the museum's foyer, which is the only exterior doorway. In the east wing, we have a sculpture. Isn't that a fire risk if there's no other way out? In the east wing, we have the sculpture gallery, featuring contemporary works. On the west side is where we display works of natural history with geological and pre-civilization origins. The central connecting exhibit is the courtyard just to the north of us now. Further north, we have the antiquities, housed to serve several artifacts and art pieces spanning global cultures and eras. There's a second floor? On the second floor, there is only one unique gallery. Fine art, typically canvas. Of course, as you investigate, you'll notice there are balconies that look down into a few of the first floor exhibits as well. I hope that's helpful, Detective, but you can always reference the brochure map. Damn, nice. Okay, so we have a map now. What happened before the murder? Yes. What were you doing? During operating hours, I don't do much except greet visitors, and today was no exception. On days when we're particularly busy, I may mingle in at the guard stand station, but that wasn't the case today. Up until the argument began upstairs, nothing seemed out of place. The guard and I were having an idle chat. Unfortunate that I couldn't stay that way. Oh, wait, that was me. Unfortunately, I couldn't stay that way. Could I ask a few more questions then? Oh, I would expect nothing less. Oh, hi, doggy. Let's see, during what happened... Let's see. The guard and I heard an argument beginning upstairs, but it wasn't an immediate concern to me. I didn't want him to make a scene, but it continued to heat up on its own. And then we heard the gunshot moments. There was a gunshot? Even with the accompanying sound of broken glass, my instinct was to make sure the guide was safe. I thought she was in the sculpture gallery, but the guard found her in antiquities, stunned. He called for me, and I ran right over. And it was true. She was frozen solid, startled by the cacophonous noise. The guard was concerned, of course, but I took off towards the blaring alarm. Despite the chaos of it all, I maintained my focus on her. Eventually, I got through. And do you know the first thing she said to me, Detective? Call the police! Immediately looking out for the museum. So selfless to a fault. I went back to the foyer to do just that. But the tourist and the artist was here, begging that I release the lockdown. I didn't know who was responsible for this mess, so I brushed them off without too much opposition, and made the call. And that's why we're here. And let's check out this art. Is that a... The plaque reads MLLE Urangutani by Konstantin Kranikusi. The expression of this piece is so complex. Notes of anger, hints of boredom, a dash of really needs to itch my nose, and so many more. Is this... Wait, I think I recognize this one. The plaque reads Calf with the Pearl Earring by Johannes Vermeerkat. You'd think the large ears would be distracting, but the earring still really draws the eye. The plaque reads Vase with 15 Sunflowers by Vincent von Girafoch. To think he would go so far as to cut off one of his own ossicones. I don't know what an ossicone is, but it has to be an ear. If only he knew how prolific his art would become. The plaque reads Semi-colored Vase by Ai Weiwei. Do you think he dipped the vase in paint or just drizzled it on top? You know, I should have eaten before arriving on the scene. Oh, The Sheaf by Henry McFleece. I'm going to assume a sheaf is some sort of shrubbery. At the very least, a leafy plant of some kind. Gray on Blue by Mark Ratko. The deeper meaning of this one is beyond me, but in a good way. I am not enough of a, historical art nerd to know all of these. The plaque reads Nighthawks by Edward Hopper. What I would give to sit alone at the dustiest bar in town, just staring at a half-empty glass and the finest aged milk. What the... The plaque reads Water Off the Back of the Duck's Neck by Jean-Michel Basquiat. An excellent and harrowing representation of the web-footed condition. I see. This plaque reads The Best Friend of Man by René Maparakita. A bowler hat, huh? Not many can make that work. Believe me, I've tried. Ooh, a vent. Oh, we can't investigate the vent, but it's so sus. There are too many characters. Oh no. Let's look at the art some more. Stone Swirl. I could see why you want to be left anonymous. The plaque reads Gold Blindfold on Marble Busts. A man with golden eyes. Is this a reference to that spy thriller GoldenEye? I'm babooned. James babooned. What a classic. Okay, this is funny. In Pursuit of Wings by an unknown artist. Oh, that's why it's a Red Bull, because it gives you wings. How much of ourselves we relinquish in pursuit of our desires? Oh, I know this plight well, don't I? It's Vertical Constellation with Blob by Alexander Clamander. Oh, I see it. It's a whale. Is it a line? I never see anything in the constellations. The entire game was these art puns are still yeah. Yeah. Oh, what the fuck is this? That's a spider. Mamani Longlegs by Louis Bourgeau. Even small and behind glass, I can feel my fur standing straight up. Ooh. Nostalgia by Cathode Ray Tube by... Oh, Nostalgia on Cathode Ray Tube by Hayao Miyazebra. Hey, I got that reference. Oh, I know that one too. Wait, and that one. Yeah, let's see. So what do we have? We have... Actually, don't know any of these so far. Oh, yep, there we got a Hadouken. That's a Doom for sure. What is the one at the top there? Somebody looked familiar, but I can't place them either. I'm gonna move on here. Gourd by Yayoi Kuswana. I've never been a big gourd fan. Are they supposed to look this diseased? You know, I've never seen a gourd in real life, but every time I see them represented, it's like all this holy stuff. Is that real? Is that what a gourd looks like? Petals of Metal, circa 1900. An old friend from New Pork City. Something like this hanging in his flat too. A pumpkin is technically a gourd, but yeah, they can be... Oh, pumpkins are ugly. Metal Angles by an unknown artist. This looks like they dropped a bunch of cutlery in the garbage disposal, and that is a compliment. You know what this looks like? Okay. You really gotta hear me out on this one, okay? You know the Pokemon Porygon? Imagine, like, the Pokemon Porygon, but it was in a humanoid shape, and it was, like, standing at the edge of a catwalk, like, doing a pose to show off an outfit. That's what this looks like. God, I want to see that as an art now. Balloon Dog by Jeff Raccoons. I shouldn't get too close. I was never declawed. What do you mean you're learning what I'm into? Come on! It looks like it! Alright, what do we have here? We have... Oh! We'll start with this one. Squares. Composition with dark gray, light gray, lighter gray, white, and yellow by PM Monderail. Hear me out, Porygon, but I can't... No, that kind of hear me out! I meant just like... I just meant like, okay, hear the whole thing so you can imagine... No, not like that. A Sunday Afternoon on the Island of La Veluat by Georges Chabat. You just don't see this level of decorum these days. Not since... Since when? The Water Lily Pond by Claude Monet. They made Monet a horse! Reminds me of my days as a kitten when love was in the air. Oh, how I miss you. The plaque reads, Head of a Sheep by Pablo Picasso-ary. The dichotomy of Ram and Ew inside us all. It's exquisite. The Temptation of Saint Bernard by Selva Border Collie. What was it about very tall elephants potentially stomping on him that was so tempting for Saint Bernard? Actually, I think I get it. When did this game come out? I don't know. Let's look up the store page real quick. Came out May 13th of this year. It's from this month. Lake Contours Hakone by Hiro Sheep. I hope to see the other 52 works by this artist someday. A bit strange they would be split up the collection at all, honestly. And then we have two wolves laughing. Man's Best Buddies by Keith Haring. Look at these two normal friends with no implications at all. Yeah, right. I need to have a catnip for brains to think something that outrageous. Oh, Mostly Grey Kana by Georgia O'Beef. Something about this seems mildly inappropriate. Yeah, I didn't want to say anything, but this looks a little, how do I say? It looks a little vagina. The plaque reads, "Love is in the litter" by Banksby. Art isn't in the paper or the paint. It's in the little shredder inside the frame, I think. I'm sure we all saw this and thought like, The Banksby one's from a real life moment? Oh. He paid it and sold it for a lot in the auction. Did he then shred it? When the bidding was done and the payment was locked in? Auto activated and shredded. No! That sounds like a Are those the... I'm sorry. Are those the three gems from Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time? The three medallions you gather as a kid. It looks like the victim there, lying on their back, just south of a destroyed display case that stands in the exact middle of the room. Several dotted blood splatters across the floor, along with a few pieces of what appears to be stone debris. Other artwork looks unaffected, and a witness at this scene. No shortage of places to start. Like the art. Spiritual stones, circa 1998. Legends say that you can time travel one whole dog year with these. Oh, that's great. That's beautiful. A mammoth tusk, circa 3000 BC. Imagine the size of the elephant folk attached to this. Collection of ancestor skulls, discovered across multiple regions. There's so much about the ancient civilizations we still don't know. And I guess we never will. What do we have here? Isn't this just like, amethyst, I think? Yeah, amethyst geo, sustainably sourced from Central Europe. Mother Goose's creations have such an unparalleled beauty. Are they saying Mother Goose instead of Mother Earth? That must be the exhibit that got stolen / broken. Let's look at that last. Tyrannosaurus skeleton of the Cretaceous period. Iconic dinosaur, but I much prefer the Stegosaurus. Even a Triceratops would rank higher personally. This looks familiar for some reason, and I don't know why. Why do you look familiar? Collection of ancestor tools discovered across multiple regions. Probably think all the sculpture in the other exhibit was wildly impractical. Yeah. I feel like I've seen this before. Like this tool/weapon like collage spread. Look, it's animals and humans. The plaque reads Enedy Plateau Cavern Painting, circa 6000 BC. What is BC before cat? Questions like, how could they possibly have transported this cave rock aren't even worth asking. Mosquito preserved in amber, discovered in Southeast... Wait, I think this is real, isn't it? There's like an animal in amber exhibit somewhere. Who knows what sorts of horrible things this bug could be carrying. Ancient plagues, mind control curses, dinosaur theme parks. I suppose we should all consider ourselves lucky this wasn't the exhibit to break. The dead person's a monkey. Damn, he looks like a punk too. Collection of pinned beetles, originally researched in Eastern Asia. I'd rather not look at this too long. I've noticed that some of the exhibits have like little green dots around them, and I feel like that might be relevant for something. Oh, these are pinned butterflies from North America. I much prefer my butterflies unpinned and flying and alive. Fair enough. I've seen this face before. This exact face. Is this from a cartoon or a movie? Corinthian black-spotted pottery, circa 600 BC. The Greeks truly had a way of life. Very smelly, I'm sure, but also very sophisticated. What's going on here? Nataraja, circa 900. Yeah, that's it. Disney Hercules. It does look like that. I remember visiting some distant family when I was a kitten. My father took me to a temple with a statue like this. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Yeah, this looks like one of the Buddhist ones, doesn't it? I'm not too familiar with them. Rabbits of the court in the garden. It's like I can hear the cicadas buzzing all around me, and the clunking of the little bamboo fountain thingy too. I love how nobody knows what the little bamboo thing is called. We just call it the thing that goes thunk. Terracotta tiger, circa 210 BC. This is just one warrior, immortalized in clay. But historians believe over 8,000 exist. I watched a documentary that was very educational until they said they'd wake up and take over the planet for their alien overlords. Apollo Belvedere. The statue depicts him as a horse, a classic example of trying to erase his true oxen heritage. Well, I'm gonna be honest, I think you can tell pretty clearly that he is not a horse. Cause, there's a leg missing if he was. I mean, hey look, this is pretty. It looks like diamond ore. Rug of crystal trading post, circa 1900. Entirely handmade and still so intricate. A real artistic marvel. Mr. Frog, why do you have splatters all over you? You know, we'll get to that later. Ceremonial masks. While it's nice to see the representation, it does beg the question of why all these cultural monuments are stuck in the Philadelphia Museum. That's super sus. Yeah, that's super sus, alright. Sarcophagus of Mutankhamun. Oh, Mutankhamun. God damn it. These puns. Despite being the youngest puppy pharaoh, he was still a big cat fan. Who could blame him? Yeah, honestly, the Egyptians were onto something with the cats, man. Statue of a small Horus, circa 3000. A classic depiction of my favorite avian god. Just very tiny. Oh my god, it's a dog mutt. Yeah. What a... Let's see, we came from there. We'll skip the fountain. Oh, we've been here too. I think we only have one section left to look at. Oh no, Tag's ugly bastard. On the Essence of Color by Sir Rupert Krokstein von Lillipad de Wart. What is this frog name? Sir Rupert Krokstein von Lillipad de Wart IV? In the nasty world of noir gray, be a crystal of color. Oh, have we seen all of them? We have seen all of them. Alright, let's just double check the top floor real quick, because I feel like there's something else here. What's up here? Ooh, blood. Painting! The Hatching of Venus by Sandro Bonobocelli. The legend says that she was born from a giant scallop shell, but for avian folk, I suppose that's not terribly far off from the typical egg. Two Deers Within Me by Frida Kahlo. I never knew deer folk could do something like this, anatomically. Oh, no wait, it's symbolic. That's on me. I thought those were scarves. Oh, their hearts are connected, I see. Is this the Mona Lisa? The Mare Lisa by Leonardo da Viper? I don't want to promise. I want Arsene Lupus here as a prisoner, with handcuffs on him in a week. I love that old movie. One of the few our feline family had, and I loved every minute of... What movie is that? The plaque reads, Wolf Above the Sea of Fog by Caspar Darwin Frogridge. Such a mysterious figure. What is he contemplating? What tortures his melodramatic soul? I long to know. Marilyn Dipchick by Andy Warthog. My mom was always such a fan of Marilynx. On special occasions, she would even get spots painted into her fur. I think I've seen this image before. Is this Marilyn Monroe or something? Oh! We all know this one. The Creation of Fido by Michael Flamingolo. Michael Flamingolo! Considering the artist could fly, the chapel paintings he did are a bit less impressive. Portrait of Adele Blachbier by Gustav Klimt. Oh gosh, this one kind of hurts my eyes. Okay, well, we've all seen this one. This is like the oh fuck, what's it called? I forgot what the original's called. The like standard American Family. Don't they also use this in Courage the Cowardly Dog? I think I've seen this image before. Is this Marilyn Monroe or something? Oh! We all know this one. The Creation of Fido by Michael Flamingolo. American Dairy by Grant Woodpecker. As a city-dwelling feline, I never fancied the life of a barn cat. And considering the expression on their faces, I'm not missing much. American Gothic is the original? I would not have guessed that. Le Lapin by Edward Degas. Wow, they could really dance. This one is just scribbles. Composition 7 by Vasily Kangarinsky. He's the only artist that can perfectly capture the mystique of a grand piano falling from the window and onto the sidewalk. Yeah, I can see that. Here's a whole ass piano. The Tower of Bleatle by Peter Brugoat. Brugoat? Mother Goose may have struck the tower as it reached Mother Goose may have struck the tower as it reached the sky, and yet upon our earthly wings we fly. I see. Let's see, anything else? Very final. Oh, yeah. There's one more place to look at. Oh, time to hit the zoomies button. I am upstairs, right? Yeah. Okay, I think I have a lay of the land. Now let us go investigate his actual murder. Starting with the crime scene, which happened in the T-Rex room. This has always been my least favorite part of the job. Victim presents male, likely mid-20s in age, 4 facial piercings, and wearing a leather jacket. It says tunnel snakes rule. Initial signs show 2 impact wounds to the back of the head. All things considered, minimal blood loss. And... nothing on his person. No wallet, no keys, not even an ID. Poor guy. I'll figure out what happened here. Don't worry. Oh, right, it was a gemstone that was stolen. The placard reads, Optimus Diamond, circa 1700. Where could you be hiding, precious little stone? Seems like a smassic clash and grab. Yes. Thank you, Brain. I English. Good very well. It seems like a classic smash and grab. There are stones strewn across the floor, so it's possible the thief used them to break the glass case. I'll put this statue chunk into evidence, just in case I learn anything from looking it over. Let me... Oh, that's a lot of things to fill in. Oh, no. Yo! It's the I'm unimpressed statue. Anything to look at? Oh. This is a bomb. Oh, of course. I knew there was something else here. While it may have broken further in the fall, it was certainly destroyed prior. Assuming, at least, this is the flattened tip of some ammunition. I wonder where the casing is hidden. Finding that could help me track down the murder weapon. Do you guys think this is the culprit? Actually, yeah. What animal do you guys think did this? You know, killing a monkey like that. Personally, I still think it's the cock. The goose? The goose is the police. Yeah, it was the rooster. Yeah. 100% the rooster. Hi, detective. I just want to say it's like so awesome to meet a real, almost somewhat famous Philadelphian investigator in person. Honk! Oh, and I absolutely cannot wait to tell you all about my show. Would you be willing to do an interview? I'm sorry, your show? I'm a true crime podcaster. It's called Tales of the Dark and Desperate, and this episode's about to go hella viral. Wait. Are you recording right now? No, I didn't bring my equipment. Ugh, what an absolute rookie mistake. Like, 5 listeners an episode level amateur. By the way, you should seriously subscribe. You should have you have your phone on you, right? Just let me look myself up and hit the quick button. No big deal. You know, make sure to like, make sure to comment, make sure to subscribe, follow, hit the bell. Otherwise, YouTube will not let you know about new content coming out. Well, I actually don't keep a mobile phone on me. Personal technology would be a distraction at the crime scene. Ugh, that's actually so sad. Okay, we have things to discuss. Let's stay on topic, please. Like, whatever you need, detective. Oh, like, totally. Come on, detective. I told you about my podcast. Are you saying you didn't go and read my bio? You're not a big reader. Watch my daily vlog. That'll give you the general vibe. Well, it was gonna be daily, then it was weekly, now we just kind of post whenever. The last one's like pretty old. This will be out of date, but yeah, apologies, but I'm not gonna watch your vlog. So please, if you could provide a brief answer to your question, it would be appreciated. Rude. The least you could do is submit your questions to my word vlog. You can do it anonymous if you want. I'm sorry, but isn't a vlog just a video blog? So a word blog is a normal blog? Actually, never mind. I've learned plenty. Let's change topics. Like, whatever you need, detective. Oh, you know, detective, you really shouldn't play so hard to get. I know that you know I'm a niche C-list internet celebrity, so just act like it. I can assure you, even if I did know that, I would act exactly the same. Now, what do you do? I have a true crime podcast called Tales of the Dark and Desperate, so make sure you totally obliterate the subscribe button so you don't miss an episode, okay? Wait, haven't I told you about this already, detective? You have. I was asking more about what you do in a professional sense. Are you trying to say that what I'm doing isn't professional enough? Gotcha. Oof. Too easy, detective. I work at a coffee shop, but that's like so boring. Punch in, punch out, you know what else. But after this episode absolutely pops off, I'm gonna quit so fast. Or at least like quiet quit. I still need health insurance or whatever. Ah, of course. Jesus Christ. About true crime. You've quite a passionate interest. Why? Oh, I know a trick question when I hear one, detective. Of course I love crime. Crime solving. Crime solving? Do you have a background in criminology? That sounds like a question I can only answer behind the paywall. Did you know you can unlock great perks like this in my page? That won't be necessary. By the long paw of the law, let's stay on topic. Well, you know, true crime is trendy, so that was like a good start. But then, like, I don't know, it was genuinely fascinating. In all honesty, I'm pretty normal. My life has been like pretty easy. There's people out there that have definitely not have it easy. Trying to step into shoes of a criminal is one thing, but thinking about everyone around them, that's different. It's just easy to think, oh, this wouldn't happen to me, until it does. True crime lets you really reflect on unrealistic situations that are very real. That's actually quite insightful. If you want to know more, make sure to wickedly whack the follow. Yes, that. You just, yeah, okay. For sure, for sure. I was mostly just wandering around, but when I got to the courtyard, I saw the tourist had his dope retro camera. We were just kind of going back and forth on old school photography techniques. Stuff like that was huge in Finstagram a couple years ago, you know? And then we got interrupted by that argument. He handed me the camera while he tried to break it up from down here, but they weren't interested in listening. I see. I assume you gave the camera back to him at some point, yes? Oh yeah, for sure. But not right away, because like things really started to get out of control. Oh, in that case, I've got a couple more questions for you. What happened? Oh my god. So, I remember this so vividly. If only I was recording. My audience really likes authentic audio. Ugh, that gunshot would get me so many upvotes. Blammo! That's when things really popped off, you know? I couldn't really see much up there, though. And when the guard ran through, he and the tourists were so frantically scattered, I like pretty much tuned them out. Besides, we all heard glass breaking in the next room over. I needed to get a first-hand account of things. Fame isn't for the fawn-hearted detective. I ran from the courtyard and saw the punk lying there. It seems he fell from the balcony. I rushed over to check on him, but he was so dead. And what of the diamond? It was already gone. I explained that to the guard when he came in. I guess he went off to go search for someplace else. I figured with the alarm going off, I wouldn't be able to leave anyway, so I just sat tight and waited. Okay. I think I have some follow-up questions. Only if you subscribe. Just kidding. You mentioned you had already fallen over from the balcony. Did you do any close examination? Why do you ask? Thing is, he didn't have anything on him. Not a wallet, no ID. Doesn't that seem strange to you? Oh, detective. That's because I, gathered them for you ahead of time so you wouldn't miss anything. Is that so? Tampering with a crime scene can be a serious offense, you know? But it wasn't tampering. It was assisting. Yeah, I know about standard procedure, so I just like went ahead and did it for you. That's all it was, huh? Lying to an authority of the law is also quite an offense. Okay. I took his stuff because it would have been amazing promo material. You can't blame me for trying to fabricate a viral sensation, detective. And besides, what if he had been stabbed and I needed to stop the bleeding? That logic doesn't even... You know what? I've got other things to discuss, and then I'll be on my way. In fact, we will be on our way now. Like, oh my god, you all should really subscribe and comment and hit that bell and ring-a-ling-a-ding. And then go honk. I think that's about it for this room then, huh? Well, the key thing is that it seems like he fell and then potentially may have hit the display case in his fall. Not entirely sure. Now, before I continue talking to the next person, I am gonna go grab a drink real quick. So everyone, sit tight. Go grab yourself your own little beverage of choice. I shall be back in less than a minute. I have returned with a delicious beverage of choice. Iced tea. Oh, I needed that. A nice cold drink on a really hot day always hits different. All right, Mr. Guard, sir, Mr. Barrington. Okay, let's see. How low can I go?
Hey, hold it right there. Did you pay admission when you came in?
Oh,
Oh, I got your good, didn't I? Little security joke is all. Always good to meet another agent of Lady Justice, Detective. What can I do for you?
I'm hoping you can assist my
Oh, absolutely. Anything you need. At the drop of a hat. Rawr.
Just by answering a few questions for now. I need to be clear that even as a museum guard, you aren't exonerated here.
Oh, of course, of course. I wouldn't have it any other way. Not only am I loyal to the law, I'm loyal to this museum, and the wrongs against it must be righted.
He's sus. I don't know.
10-4, good buddy. Not much to brag about in that department, Detective.
But what do you do in your free time?
Oh, I like to keep up with various TV shows and movies, but don't we all? That's not very interesting. I read a whole bunch too. Talk about boring.
I don't think that's boring. Honestly, I wish I had more time for that kind of thing.
I used to say the same thing, believe it or not. But if you don't make time to enjoy things, there won't be much of you left. Just a couple of whiskers and a suit.
I mean, let's stay on topic. Do you have any friends, family?
Couple buddies from back in the day. I started to feel like we were worlds apart, you know? A wife at home, but no kids. No baby making. She has some great friends. Long-time friends. And they call me friend. I'm alright with that.
I understand. Let's continue on. You know, in this universe where they're all like animal people, do they still have to be like, you know, bears go with bears, bunnies go with bunnies? Or is it just like a whole hodgepodge of like, oh yeah, no, this horse is fucking a bunny, this cat's with like 2 dogs, etc. What do you think? I feel like it would be the latter, for sure. I mean, what do you do?
I keep the peace within these memorable walls. A much more manageable scale than I'm sure you deal with, Detective.
On the regular, sure, but for tonight we have that in common.
Oh, you have that right. As far as my day-to-day is concerned, we don't really get much commotion around here.
Was there a time when disturbances were more typical?
No, I guess not. But we had more people around overall, you say? Hey, if all else fails, maybe this whole tobacco will get the museum some attention again. That'd really be something, huh?
I suppose anything's possible. Let's see, what did you do before this?
Oh, I worked as a policeman for a while, but not as long as was expected at the time.
You don't look like you've retired. You look like a bear.
Young for retirement, sure, but not that young. Most folks stay in the field for a long time. It wasn't for me, though. I grew up with police drama, so I was big enough to deal with bullies. but the concept of bullies is a bit more difficult when you're an adult. Nail on the head, detective. Don't get me wrong, there were times when it was very clear. Just not always. Even instances that were clear in the beginning became murky down the road, or in retrospect. Eventually, parting ways with a force seemed like the best decision. I came to that conclusion some time later.
But that mean it was entirely your choice?
A highly encouraged choice, perhaps.
A tale that isn't too uncommon, I think. Poor guy. Alright, what were you doing?
As per usual, I was hanging around the foyer, having a little chat with the curator. When things are especially slow, I might take a walk around the exhibits or get some fresh air, but I was feeling a little more lazy today. Oh boy, that doesn't sound good, does it? I don't want you thinking I neglected my duties. Thing is, nothing seemed weird. It was a totally normal morning. Morning, afternoon, and evening.
I understand. So none of the guests acted strangely?
We had all walks of life, and I do my best not to judge one way or another, eh? So nah, not so much. And all things considered, this feels like poor circumstance to me, detective.
I see. Alright, well, in that case, what happened?
Oh dear, where do I begin? The curator and I heard an argument upstairs. I was ready to go defuse the situation, but the curator was hoping it would solve itself. I don't quite understand it, but in my experience, artists tend to hold strong opinions. So I trusted the curator's judgment call for a moment. But I made my way into the courtyard when it heated up. The fight was upstairs though, so I just had to keep moving through. A few moments later, a gunshot shattered glass soon after, and I didn't skip a beat. Some habits die hard, I guess. Well, I got to Antiquities and found the guide stopped in her tracks. Maybe I should have kept moving, but I had to make sure she was okay.
Is that her at least? I'm sure she appreciated it.
You're probably right, but I wasn't actually much help, and nothing I could say had her come to. I called for the curator, since there was still the matter of whatever went down in natural history. I got there about the same time as the podcaster, but she knew just as much as I did, and that wasn't much. The display case was already destroyed, so to save the diamond, or the victim, I was too slow. Again. If there was anything left to do, it was to call the police. Thankfully, the curator was already on the line. Things had mostly calmed down by then.
Okay. That's a pretty thorough one, yeah?
Standing by. About the alarm. Oh, yeah. Well, you see, the amazing thing is that it's real smart. It can tell who's who and do what it's gotta do. Real accurate, too.
Certainly there's some downside to it, no?
Nail on the head, detective. When it was installed, they told us it was a little slow. It doesn't make mistakes, because for a computer it takes its time. Although, for a person like you or me, that's still pretty dang fast. It just has to, I don't know, double check, I guess. It has a way of being selective, only locking down what's necessary, and trying to minimize panic in a chaotic situation. Come to think of it, the actual sound of the alarm was supposed to be one of the more severe stages of lockdown. The old guy who used to work on it could tell you more, but we've never seen it in action before today.
Maybe try asking the curator. Okay, alright. Thanks. I'll do that.
Detective, I trust the investigation's going well?
Of course. But I had a question about the alarm.
Well, it's state of the art, awarded on a grant several years ago. It runs through every wall, door, and exhibit. A bit Orwellian, but I do what I must. It took a long time to amass such a wondrous collection, so I'd like to keep it.
I don't see any cameras though. How does it work?
Oh, that's the beauty of it. It's entirely invisible, reading paw prints on the surface of display stands, glass cases, and frames. And it recognizes registered users, so if I were to rearrange your exhibits, I wouldn't have to worry about disabling the entire system. Of course, the rest of my staff is also registered. Conservators, appraisers, and technicians get temporarily registered as needed, too.
The guard mentioned a discretionary response system. Do you know anything about that?
Or vaguely. For instance, putting the doors on lockdown is an early stage response, whereas that atrocious sound is much later. I know that much.
If someone stole an exhibit and knows the alarm would alert everyone.
Of course. If the thief broke into an exhibit to steal it, well, they've already relinquished the advantage of discretion.
In that case, the alarm siren acts more like a warning system to other guests.
Yes, well, I hope it makes closing this case easier for you.
Easier? Perhaps. Quicker? I'm not so sure. I think it's time to retrace my steps toward that broken display again. Let's see, what do we have so far? We have a bunch of shit. Can't really do anything there yet. So we are looking for the cause for alarm, the missing gemstone, the murdered guest, and meeting our suspects. Current... Okay, yeah, so this is gonna be a TLDR of everyone. I should examine them. Fired bullets. Is there a way I could access the security systems data? Okay. Tap, 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 tap. That must be the tourist. See if we can find anything more on the crime scene, which was over here. Something about the lockdown system. 2 impact wounds on his, on the back of his head. I don't really see any sensor. Maybe there's something upstairs? What is over here again? Another shocking aspect to the case unfolding in front of us. This is where the blood trail begins, considering the impact on the wall. If this is where the 2 guests fought, that impact is a likely result. Whatever happened, it's clear the conflict continued onward. Alright, so they fought here, and one of them was like, this head. Then he moved over here, and this is probably where he like leaned against the wall for a little bit.
man's bleeding and be like, oh, my head, it hurts. Oh, hey, I've missed this. Oh my god, is that a Leopleurodon? Tylosaurus skeleton of the Cretaceous period. It's because of terrifying creatures like this that I'll never get into the ocean. No, it's not about all the water, so don't even ask. What the The Taurus figurine discovered in Northern Europe and Asia. Am I blushing? I feel like I'm blushing. Is this that like ancient statue with just the boobies? Oh wait, there's planets here too. Our solar system, for illustrative purposes only, not to scale. If this really was built to scale, Jupiter would probably be on the other side of town, way past my office. This air duct has been witness to some pivotal moments of the evening, huh? Why is this event I can interact with, but not the others? Ammonoid fossil. Ah yes, the golden ratio, the Fibonacci sequence, logarithmic spiral, Lord helix, a universal constant immortalized into stone. Pterodon skeleton. You're trying to tell me this isn't a pterodactyl? What next, if that they had feathers? Pfft, ridiculous. Okay, let's look at the placard first. Miniature Maui statue. That definitely fell. The blood trail leads here, and over the edge of the balcony, it's dashed across the exhibit podium as well. The podium looks like it's been pushed askew as well, and the art piece is missing. Stanchions are unlatched, presumably by force, considering the perilous angle. The victim is visible, lying on the floor below. They were likely disoriented and stumbled backwards to their demise. It's all there is find here. That's all there is to find here. I found a bag! For now, at least. Okay, nothing new from this perspective. But now I know what the little thing is that I saw. It's this cable. So there was a fight in the middle. One of the guys, the monkey, got his head bang against the wall. Limped over here and got shoved down. The Maui statue fell with him. Now the big question though is that the Maui statue has also been shot. And I don't think our victim has been. What does that mean for us? Well, that gives us pretty much this. Let me see if there's anything at the top of this. This display. Ah, there is more here. The Legume by Anish Kapoodle. The shape is so intriguing. And its surface so reflective. Wait, is that something in my teeth? Why didn't anyone tell me? Looks like a different kind of toy, if you ask me. Oh, true art is dead.
Society by Anonymous. True art is dead seems like an overly cryptic message, and simultaneously too on the nose. Oh, is this a plane? Fairy of the Wall by Anthony Goatley. Could have sworn I've seen photos of this one before and it seemed much larger. What? Would you like to take control of your past? Or change the channel of your future? Let's control the past. Oh, it just shuffles the screens on the television exhibits around. They almost had me there. What about if I want to change the future? Oh, same thing. Okay, so that seems about everything. Looks like there's something in that tree to investigate down there. Alright, we'll check that out and then talk to the pig. We'll leave these upstairs guys for last. Hello. No sense in leaving any stone unturned. Or shrub in this case. Oh? What's this? Something's perched between the branches. It's cold and it feels like metal? Could this be what I think it is? Yes, it's the casing to match the tip from earlier. I'll have to update the evidence records. Ooh, okay. Let's look at the evidence now that we have both. Casing was found nestled within several branches of the museum courtyard's topiary, while the tip was dislodged from the broken stone pieces of a museum exhibit. Neither is any signifying features other than the caliber. So it was fired from a pistol on the courtyard balcony. But we still don't know where the weapon is. Based on what I know so far, could have triangulated its most likely hiding spots. So the bullet casing fell in the tree from above the balcony. The bullet impact was towards... So I think... if we're talking about triangulating, I don't think there's much triangulating to do. I think it's in the fountain. That's what I would do. As you'd expect, I've never really been a big fan of water. But if my suspicions are correct, I need to do what must be done. Pond fountain detective. Here goes nothing. Oh dear. It's cold and very wet. My fur is going to be uncomfortable for the rest of the evening. Aha! There it is. The murder weapon. A smoking, dripping gun. It was likely fired during the brawl upstairs and dropped soon after. I'll have to look it over to gather more info. Yo, I got a Glock in my Rari. Never look at a gun like this, by the way. I don't see anything to investigate. See the safety trigger. Is there anything to look at? I don't think there is. Hold tap down, turn. That's to open a pill bottle. Cryberg Museum. Of course, I knew there was something else here. This receipt. Why would he have paid twice? As far as I'm aware, he didn't come with anyone, right? Since I can't question him directly, I'll have to ask around some more. Alright, let's see. It's a fairly normal set of possessions, including a receipt for admission, a business card, and a bottle of medication. The business card advertises a true crime podcast, presumably given to the victim by the podcaster. Oddly, the receipt shows he paid the museum's admission fee twice. And I'm missing something on the gun, but I don't know what. Oh. Oh, that's very picky for the angle. Oh, of course. Thankfully, it's not still loaded. It won't be doing any more harm anytime soon. Although I can't gather much more from this. I'm not a weapons expert. What are the chances someone here would be able to tell me more? Oh, this is like for all the people. Wow, there's a lot of people. Okay, so we know he didn't enter the museum alone because he paid twice. He did enter alone with one extra detail. He paid enough admission for two. And he started in the natural history exhibit. Aw, I like the little faces that are drawn in the bottom right. Wait, that's cute. Alright, let's talk to the ugly bastard.
Howdy doody.
Wait, no, okay, we're gonna make this like a Discord mod.
Howdy doody, Dr. Rooney. Hey, Judy.
Please, call me detective. I'm the investigator on this case. How are you holding up with all the commotion?
Just tippity chopper, investigator. You're a little worried about getting behind in my itinerary, but it'll survive.
An itinerary? Are you on vacation?
You ding dang bet I am. A nice long trip, like I always wanted to. Just wasn't in a dealer's deck until recently. Call me a regular tourist, cause I know I gotta plan every stop. You know what they be saying, detective? Failing to plan is like planning to have a good time getting lost.
I think we should get to the topic at hand, don't you?
Right, yo. Don't hold back. I've gone by a lot of names, detective. What you see is what you get. Just an old free spirit flying through the back half of life.
That sounds quite nice, actually. Are you flying with any family?
You really are good at this, huh? You always know what to ask? Of course I've got family. Oh, your little brother, and a sty of piglets. Dear me, does their father have their hoofs full with them? She's practically a sister to me, too.
You said you're traveling. Is it difficult to be away from them?
Well, it stings to show, that's for sure. But I try to send a postcard every couple days, and I've collected far too many souvenirs for them. Whenever Pop would go out on business trips, he'd always bring back little baubles with him, so you know you gotta keep the tradition alive.
I'm sure the kids love that too. Let's move on to something else for now.
Rightio, don't hold back.
And what do you do?
Nowadays, not much. I'll do some odd jobs when I get back from this big ol' vacation. But past that, no more grind for me.
That's a fortunate position to find yourself in. How did you manage to do that?
Oh, that's a tough one, Cat Detective. Long story short, my pops went into some particular business. At least until he died. I was a teenager then, and my brother was even younger, so fending for ourselves wasn't much of an option. Luckily, Pop's work buddies took us in. When I got a bit older, I took over the operation he left behind. Decades later, we landed a really profitable contract, and the rest is history.
I see. Did your brother follow along as well?
Oh, my heavens, no. In fact, that's what kept my eye on the trouble. I didn't want him to get involved.
That's admirable. What do you think the work buddies were? Because I kind of feel like this implies like the mafia.
You're right, yo.
Let's see. About this business.
Now that's a story. I bet you don't want me to spare you in the tiniest detail.
Don't be afraid to abridge slightly if necessary.
Well, I'm just yanking your tail. Thing is, there's not much to say. I was a poor piglet told to pick himself up from his bootstraps, and I don't even wear boots. No, I'm told I worked hard, but there was a couple lucky decisions. A better company, right places, and left times, you know. I'm nothing if not a storyteller, and a good one at that. But I wouldn't want to put your catnap in with the details, detective. No matter of details will be enough to distract the fact.
Oh, wait, sorry, that's him. No matter of details will be enough to distract from the fact that you refuse to answer the question. Or did you truly think I wouldn't realize?
Look, Whiskers, simply put, some of the crowds weren't the most savory, but folks with deep pockets. Pops put us into some circumstances that might often winked and forced me into decisions I didn't like having made. All that's important is now, well, I got more curls in my tail these days. I wouldn't make those choices again if I had to.
I won't press the issue now, but I hope you understand that if I have a reason to suspect its relevance, I won't have much choice.
Yo, I get it. Don't sound so stern, detective. If you think of running for something or into another, rest assured, the worst of it already comes with me everywhere.
Okay. What about today's events then? What were you doing?
Let me tell ya. Much of the same I'm doing right now. Standing on my two heels, gazing at all these colors. Shiny. At least until the podcast came on through and started asking about my camera. They called it such an old school vibe.
What about it? Was she interested in?
Yeah, I don't know, but she was mighty excited. I let her look it over because I didn't see much harm in that. Took my eyes off it when the argument upstairs started becoming an issue, but she didn't seem shady or nothing. That's when things really started to kick off.
Is that so? Let's discuss further then.
Alright, yo!
Alright, let's, what about what happened?
Oh, a whole lot if you ask me. Well, I guess you are asking me, aren't you? But much of it I wasn't privy to. Those two upstairs were in a bit of a brawl, and one of them shot a gun. Instinctually, I stepped in front of the podcaster, but luckily, I don't think anyone actually got hit. That was when we heard some glass smash in the other room, and the museum's alarm started blaring. I didn't think this sort of thing could still rile me up. In that moment, I must have been sweating something fierce, like someone splashed my back with a pail of water. I tried to tell the gal to save her own fur, but I don't know. She was more invested than she let it on, and I wasn't going to carry her out. When I got to the foyer, the artist was already arguing with the curator about letting us out. And I guess the alarm put everything on total lockdown. And I don't blame a single feather on them. They didn't know what was what. They just told us to stand by and wait for the police. Not my favorite gang to deal with. Well, I sat tight and that's all she wrote.
Okay. About your camera.
Oh, this old thing? It's been my trusty companion for ages. Been through some bumps and bruises, but nothing a good buff can't fix. Had a hearty crash today, didn't we, buddy?
You didn't mention that in your testimony. What happened?
Oh, didn't I? I told you the podcast are looking over, right? When everything started to go sideways, the gunshot probably spooked her and she dropped it. A real clatter, too. Second biggest of the day, maybe.
I don't want to ignore the obvious issue here, so why do you have a camera in here anyway? Surely the museum's policies would forbid it.
Oh, don't worry, detective. I had it all cleared with the curator. They said it was fine as long as it didn't take any photos. There isn't even any filming here.
Aww, I was hoping we'd have like a snap or something. I guess that makes sense. I think I have a few more talking points. Nothing. Oh, yawn, holy crap. Let's see. Oh, that's more for that. Whoop. Now we have another category. I should get the podcaster side of the story. Yeah, let's go talk to the podcaster again. Hello, Miss Podcaster. Hey there, detective. Ooh, about the guard. He said you both entered the exhibit simultaneously, but this contradicts your testimony. Why the inconsistency?
I don't know what you wanted to say, detective. I told you everything I know already. I came in, I saw the diamond was gone, took a quick look over the body, and the guard came running in after. If I was gonna lie, I wonder wouldn't it make more sense for me to argue with the guard? I'm admitting to having no witness.
I suppose you're right. So the diamond really was missing when you arrived?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. What about the camera? Oh, you mean the Taurus camera? Oh, that thing was so nice. I wish I could afford one, but they're so vogue right now. Yes, that one. You mentioned looking over it. Did you notice if it had any film? Oh, it must have. Didn't I tell you what happened when I dropped it before? Neither of you mentioned dropping the camera, no. Whoops. Silly me. Well, remember the gunshot, right? Blammo and all that. That didn't bother me at all, I guess. But then with the glass shattering, the alarm went off, and that's what got me. The noise made me jump, and whoop! That's when the camera just dropped right out of my little hands. When it hit the floor, it was a big flash. It probably took some sort of photo, too. Of course, I got it back to him all in one piece, and before he even noticed. Everything afterwards went pretty much the same as I told you before. That's certainly an interesting wrinkle. I may have a few other inquiries to make. Seeing the guy's camera. Hello, sir.
Right, yeah, he's watching you.
Yep, that's me.
We've been over with camera already, haven't we, detective? There ain't much more to say.
Well, there's one particular detail I think we should go over again. You weren't using the camera at all tonight, correct?
Of course. The curator would have had my head if it was. There ain't even any film in here.
Then how come, according to the podcaster, the camera's flash went off and she dropped it?
Well, she'll take a beginner's photography course.
Just because the flash goes off doesn't mean it actually took a photo, Detective. But if you're so confident in your theory, how about you check it yourself? You can take my camera as evidence, but as long as I get it back, it's empty, you'll see, but full of sentimental value.
I'll make a note to return it once the case is closed.
And that should tell you how much I trust you to do the right thing. Here you go.
I appreciate your cooperation. Let's check out that the camera. Let's make sure it's actually real. Also, this conflicts with the podcaster's testimony. I could give him the benefit of the doubt, but by the podcaster's account, he doesn't just lie. It just doesn't line up. Can't think of any obvious reason why he would lie, but I'll have to ask him. Check out the camera. Okay. Lens. Oh. Let's open up the bad boy. Oh, of course. I knew there was something else here. Or rather, there isn't. Yeah, it depends on a case of someone's sticky paws. So there really was no film. Camera. Yes, she returned the camera, but not without a case of sticky paws. In an attempt to get more promotional material for her podcast, she swiped the film. Alright, let's talk to her and then let's talk to the guard. Hey there, detective. Let's see, about the camera. How familiar are you really with the process of film photography? Not too much, but you can learn anything on YouTube nowadays. Oh, you'd think it'd uber boost my follower count if I did? Is that why you're so interested in the tourist camera? Well, I've got it right here, but with some bad news. It's empty after all. No film to be found. But he told you it was empty, right? You said that, right? So no surprises there. Of course. After all, photography isn't usually allowed in a place like this. Duh. You're super right. What a shame. Cold trail. Anyways, totally moving on. No, humor me for a moment. Let's say he did have film in it. I was taking photos he shouldn't have been. Someone taking it off as guilty conscience would be quite fortuitous, wouldn't you say? Fine, I have it. You can take the film. You're killing me, detective. You know, I only took it to make some promotional material for my podcast. You gotta always be on that grind, and it would have been perfect. I would say I understand, but the bottom line is, I have a case that needs solving. This fucking podcaster, swear to God, you thieving cat. Boop. Let's look at that film. Oh, we can't, okay. Now find a way to actually develop it. And that's something we have to figure out later. Holy crap. It is so incredibly warm in here right now. It is 26 degrees Celsius in my room. I am sweating. I think talking to the bear is probably going to be the last thing I do. Because I need to cool down afterwards. Jesus. I'm like, it's so hot I'm starting to yawn. Well, because I started yawning when it was really hot. Aye, aye, detective. What can I do for you? Alright, let's see. About the podcaster. You saw her in the natural history exhibit. Did you suspect that she could have stolen it then?
Initially I did, yeah. But she was quick to explain herself, and it all made sense to me. She told me she had come from the courtyard just a moment prior, in response to the sound of breaking glass and a loud thud. That would have been the gemstone being stolen and the victim falling from above. Considering the timeline, there wasn't much she could have gotten up to.
I hate to break it to you, but she did have a few moments before you arrived. Not enough to steal the jewel, of course, but she did steal the victim's belongings.
Oh no, you don't say. Oh man, I knew I should have been more strict with her. I was just so concerned with calling the police and getting things under control.
Well, your motives were understandable. This could have been avoided with a bit more diligence.
Yeah. Sounds familiar, Detective. I'm sorry about that. And thankfully you're setting things right.
Alright, what about, the weapon? I've recovered it from one of the courtyard fountains, as well as the 2 pieces of a fired bullet. I'm not sure what to make of them, though.
Well, for starters, this bullet most certainly belongs to that gun, in case there was ever any question. And while I didn't have a clear view from the first floor, I'm fairly certain it was the punk that had their hands on the grip.
The punk? Isn't the punk the victim?
Wait, did you say you found the gun in one of the fountains?
I did, yeah. It's my current operating theory that the old-timer got some sort of advantage against the punk and forced it from his grasp.
Makes sense to me. But isn't it a bit far-fetched for the old-timer would have the wherewithal to drop it so precisely? What if they were both disoriented enough that neither of them could really keep a hold of it? That'd explain the precarious tension in the courtyard too, eh?
Actually, you're right, it does sound more likely. Now, which one's the old-timer? So we haven't talked to the artist yet, but that's the frog. The critic is the crocodile at the 2nd floor. And we know about the curator. We know about the guard. We haven't talked to the bunny yet, but that's the guide, okay. Oh, the old-timer on the 2nd floor. That's the wolf. And we got the podcaster, the punk, the student, which we haven't even seen. That's the mouse. And the tourist, the pig. And I just saw save symbol. Okay, so yeah, I think what I said earlier, I am gonna do because I am sweating out of my chair. I need to go cool down, so I shall end the stream here, an early end today. It's gonna be less warm next week, so I will finish it same time, same day. And I assume, unless there's like more cases to come, I think we can finish it in one go. I hope. Oh, there's 6 chapters. Alright. I'm sure that will be fine. Yeah. So, thank you for watching if you're still here. And I shall see you in the next one, next week. Again, I haven't posted the schedule yet. It'll be on Discord later. But it's going to be a replica of this week's, which is this game in the weekend, and then Resident Evil 4 on the weekday. And with that, I shall bid you all adieu. Stay cold, stay frosty. Please do not have it warm. It is so bad. Peace, bye-bye. Pip-pip, cheerio, bye.